Hey guys, it's Kevin. Today we're going to turn this Epson ET-2803 into a DTF printer. Currently on the market, there are two kinds of A4 DTF printer. One is those $1,000 ones that can print white. Another kind of those half price, $400, $500, they call themselves DTF. However, they don't print white ink, so they can only work on light or white fabrics. Today, we're going to spend less than $500, much less, half of $500. Okay, even not half. And also we want white ink. I'm going to turn the printer into the back and remove one screw from here. And the panel can be taken off. And then there's another screw underneath that plastic tank. We're going to remove that screw. We're going to get our tool ready and we attach the syringe to the tip. And then we connect the connector with the tube. There are two ways to insert the waste tube. One is you're going to see that opening there, and you just twist it until it cannot get in anymore. The second way is some people poke the tube into the printer. Okay, if you have that problem, just open up this plate. It doesn't matter, you don't need this plate. Just bend it down and pull the tube out. You can connect this way. Now you can put the waste tube inside the waste bottle, and there's a Velcro there for you to stabilize the bottle so you don't knock it down. Warning, the Velcro just for you to not accidentally knock the bottle down. It's not for you to hang the bottle in the air or something. Put in a stable surface. Then in your kit, you're going to find a really dirty used bottle. Oh, I forgot to tell you how to get a kit. You go to bchtechnology.com, and under the DTF menu, you're going to see A3 and A4. So there are two options. One is with the tube rail, one is without tube rail. There are some printers already have the tube rail, and you don't need it. But this version, 2800, it doesn't have a tube rail, so you will need a tube rail. The reason there's a dirty bottle there is just for you to save your original Epson ink so you can resell it. You can wash the bottle and put a new ink in it and fill up the tanks. I like to cut the bottom off so I have a funnel. Very important. We're going to put white ink in the yellow spot. Okay, you're going to see a yellow sticker there, so it's the second from left. And basically, you're going to swap the yellow and white position. So we're going to put white in the second slot. And the yellow goes to the black spot on the left. Okay, the first spot on the left. I got lots of questions like the ink doesn't go in. Okay, just shake it a little bit. And if you still don't see progress, lift it up and turn 100 degrees and reinsert. And the magenta to magenta, cyan to cyan. You're going to see two screws on the far side, one here, not this one. Okay, this one and this one. Take off the screws and put the plate down, and now you can lift up the scanner. If you feel that hinge is in the way, you can just take off that one screw, top down screw, and remove the holder for the hinge. When you lift up the scanner, pay attention to those two cables, the scanner cables. Do not pull them out by accident. So to prevent that, we're going to put a pack of ink on the right-hand side to keep the scanner open. On the left side, we're going to remove that one screw. We're trying to remove this star wheel. You're going to see this model star wheel is fused with rail for the tubes. We cannot just leave the tube hanging there. Take out that screw on the right, and then there's one more screw that stabilizes the tube to the rail, and take this one off. Then loosen the tubes. Do not disconnect anything, and just loosen it from the tube rail holder. You're going to see another screw underneath the tubes, and remove that screw. So there are 3 screws. After you remove that screw, the whole thing can be taken off. And you can see this star wheel is fused with tube rail together. Now we put the new rail in, one screw on the left, one screw on the right, and put a tube inside the groove and install the tube clip. And now we turn the printer on. You're going to select language, and because this is the first time, you have to charge the ink. I'll tell you, it's going to ask you to hold down the question mark for 5 seconds. So hold on 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then ask you to press the printing symbol, which is this one, and now it starts charging. Now we take off this pack of A4 paper. Just remember the side towards the top, which is the picture size, is the printing size. We're going to get this masking tape from Home Depot or Lowe's and tear a piece, and we're going to put this on the non-printing side and trim it. Because you remove the star wheel, so the last 2 inches will not be able to print. So if you want to print a full page or larger, like a longer page, you can tape a little piece of film on the end of the page. The star wheel is for make the printer grabbing the paper, so your last few inches can print. Because of interference with the DTF, so we took the star wheel off, and this is the reason that you need to just add a piece of film at the end. If you buy a roll of A4 film, you can just count the longer pages, so you don't have to attach to the end of the film each time. Now we're going to install the driver to your computer. I recommend do not plug the USB before you're ready to install. And here's the reason. So in the Windows, oh, by the way, right now it only works for Windows, no Mac, okay? If you go printer and drivers, some of you have this Windows protective printing mode on. That's a nightmare, okay? You're going to see a little icon like this, which the printer is in the protective mode. When you open it up, it's not in the Epson printer mode. Anyway, so what you need to do is first make sure that your printer preference, the Windows Protect printing mode, is off. Then you can go to epson.com and install the driver for your printer, or if it comes with a disk, you can install from the disk. If you really can't figure out how to install your printer, just consider DTF is not for you, and you should just go by DTF transfers. Let's check if it's properly installed. You go to printer and scanners, and do you see that little icon there? The little blue green icon? That means it is in the Windows Protect mode. This is incorrectly installed. It is not installed with Epson driver, so I'll let the Epson keep working and I'll show you. And in this protective mode is Microsoft's driver. So if I go click on it and I go to printing preferences, you can see it's really plain looking, just 2 simple pages. So this is not Epson driver. Okay, I'll let the Epson keep working on it and checking later. So I abort the Epson install. This is disable the Windows protective mode on the printers and unplug the USB. Now I fire up the Epson installation program and only plug in when it asks me for the USB. USB connections, I say okay. So now it's searching. Now I plug in the USB connection in. And after that, if I go to printing preferences, you're going to see the full menu. All right, that's a public service for Epson. And now we can go to bchtechnologies.com and we can click try now. After download, go to your download folder. You might see a blue Windows protection screen, and then we're going to click more info. You'll see this because he is already a Microsoft registered developer. However, we need to pay some ransom to Microsoft to remove this screen. New developers, so things take time. Click more info on the top left and click run anyway. I can now capture the system dialog here, but however, my Norton will go freak out and say they're going to send this software to analysis, whatever, and ask me if I still going to use it or not. I say, yeah, I'm going to use it. Again, we just write this totally organic, so nobody has seen it before. So it's good to be cautious. Anyway, whatever you have, just allow it to run. Pretty standard installation. Do you want to create a desktop link? And do you want to run it right away? It starts like an interview. At first, you select what kind of printer you have. You can search here. So if you refresh, it's going to show which one. Add two printers here. And here's important is ink channel. And we're going to put the first one into yellow, and the second one be yellow, and then magenta, cyan. The reason is, here's the Epson nozzles. You need one color on the top to print white. So it has to be the yellow color. So we're going to use the bottom of the black to print the yellow. And when you have black, you can use all three colors, a CMYK, to make a black. They ask what kind of ink you have and what print quality you want. Just select standard and click finish. And we start a new project. We can import a file. And this is what we defined. So it's the printer ink and the print quality. If we need to change anything, just click the pencil icon there. For example, if you need to change the ink sequence, it's this hardware. Sometimes you see it's in red, that's because you didn't select your printer. Here, everything is in inches. If you wanted to use the millimeter, like me, I use millimeter, so you can select millimeter. And you can also do the dark mode or just system mode. Here, mirror horizontally. So right now, before you click mirror, you can see the vertical axis is on your left. But if you click mirror, axis is on your right. And when you print something, for example, if on the printer, your image is far to the left, this screen is same as you see from the printer. If you move this image to your right, your image on the printer also moves to the right. And X is how far from the axis, from the zero. For example, if I'm here, I'm 96 millimeter from there. The print button is on your top right corner. And also here, you can select how many pages you want. On the layout tab, you can select array, which is you tell it how many by how many. And also you can select fill, which is a automatic fill the whole page. And when you click print, your status bar is on the bottom. Okay, see here it says ready. Okay, when you print, pay attention to that. Make sure that it says send successfully or record any errors. All right, let's see the prints. Yeah, it has been a quite journey, huh? Not bad when we only set the ink level to be 6. Remember, you can set all the way and have more ink. And then we put some powder on. And we're just going to use a heat gun. If you want to do this long term, get a little bigger oven. But however, for a couple of them, just try it out and heat gun works. You're going to do it until it's not grainy anymore. And you can see this grainy and this part, see smooth, get the goosebump, and this is perfect. To get a copy, you can go to bchtechnology.com and type in ink with a Y. Select your plan and check out. After you paid, immediately go back to login and my account. You're going to see your purchase. Double click open the purchase and you're going to see the software and the license in there. To activate your license, click the little gear button on your right hand side and you can check or activate. License active computer, so I got a couple of them to try to figure out which one was this one. Alright, I hope you guys like this video. Please visit us at bchtechnology.com or locally at Greensboro, North Carolina. Cheers!